What's up, fam? It's your boy. I'm back. Sorry, I am taking long on these videos. Shit has been wild. Holiday season, stuff like that. Crazy amount of work in the background. I'm making this as much as I can in my spare time. So, yeah. Alright, so getting right into it. I know that last video was really fucking long. So, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so recapping, we filtered, we gated, we did our rough mix with just faders, shit like that. And let's jump into it. I've gotten some new plugins since the last video. So I updated what we did so far. Mostly just SSL stuff. So there's not really a difference. The filters are the same, everything's the same. It's just a different style of SSL channel strip. So yup. So this is what we had from last time. Okie dokie. So that's where we're at. Just filtering, gating, and volume. Nothing crazy. So yeah, so typically when I do mixes, I tend to start with filtering, overheads and rooms. Do we actually have two? Yeah, we do. Okay, so there's two room tracks, stereo and mono, and then the overhead. So I learned this from Scott from Chernobyl Studios. It's kind of an outside in perspective. I used to start with kicks first, and then snare, and then toms, and then work my way up to like right to left because of the way of the tracks ordered. The last thing would have been overhead and rooms. Shit would always sounded disconnected in my opinion. So whatever. And since I took his course, I switched to outside in. And I do a bit of a top-down mixing approach on most of my stuff, but it's not really. I mean, I got some processing. I think I showed you guys in the last video, but I'll just do it quick again. Compression, console emulation, tape, limiting. And I do all of that after I set my levels in filtering. And then I mix into that chain. And that's it. So no EQ, nothing. And then same thing with the drums, but this time I'm just doing compression on the master channel of the drums. Usually I go for punchy drums, so that's 30 millisecond attack to let the transient through, and then the fastest release, SSL style plugin, 4:1, and you could do the sidechain high pass filter. I don't do that. I like to glue the whole kit together. Actually, really quick, guys. Sorry, gonna check if my ratio is right on the other one. No, it is not. So let me. Then I usually shoot for like 2 dB of gain reduction, and then at the very end, I should be hitting like 4. Max. Same thing with this. I usually shoot for 2, and by the end of it, I should be hitting like 4. And to me, just it sounds more exciting without. It just sounds more exciting. That's the only way I could put it. A little more glued, a little more together. So, yep, just a bit of compression Same idea as mixing into the master bus channel compression. So like I said, start with overheads. I had to swap the channels because they're routed wrong or labeled wrong. So I like drummer's perspective. So from left to right, hi-hat, snare, toms, floor toms, cymbals, ride, shit like that. So nothing crazy there. Shit was off center. One side was louder than the other. You can even kind of see it on the waveform. This one's like the thicker line. So since I swapped the channels and I kind of panned them so that the snare is more in the center. And now to the real shit. So just gonna loop that section. No, you guys don't have to always do this. Whoa. Shit's tripping. So I'm gonna filter just the extremes. So literally that's it. Just the shit. Kind of smooths it out and takes away some of the harshness. And then usually I filter a shitload anywhere between 3 and 700 depending on the kit, but a huge mid cut. Just enough so where the sound kind of goes away. Actually, there might be a bit more here. There. Yeah. And then there's usually a really nasty stuff right here. So let me go back to where he's really slamming the right there. He's really slamming that crash because it's usually really harsh right here. Actually, that's pretty good. I may actually not have to do that. We may have to come back to that, but actually it's not as bad. Limiting the snare hits. Actually, we can probably go down a little more. Just so that when I compress them, the overheads, they don't get smacked. This shade doesn't get smacked too much by the snare hits. So let's see where we're at. So yeah, I mean, mostly snare getting smacked here. Well, it is what it is. Usually around 1 to 3 max is what I go for. I don't want a lot, but just to kind of even it out. Attack right up the middle, release as fast as possible. So kind of control the initial transient and then let it go instantly. That's good. So it went from that. Sorry, that should be more accurate. Sorry for the volume jump. So we went from this to this with filtering, to this with limiting, to this with compression, and then just some console saturation to round it out. There's probably some resonances. I mean, we could try it. What am I looking for? I mean, I did pick this up. This was one of the plugins I picked up since the last video. Let's see, cymbal smooth. I mean, they're already really smooth, but let's see. That's the delta, that's the stuff it's taking out. Yeah, it just kind of cleans it up a little. I think I'll keep it. Typically, I use this mostly for like extreme cases, but these recordings are, it's really done really well. So we don't have to worry about that. If you really if you pay attention, you can hear, sorry, you can pay attention, you'll hear like little ringing that goes away once I instantiate soothe here. Yeah, cool. All right, time for stereo rooms. So this one, I tend to be more aggressive. With the cuts. Bring up some 1K. So the rooms are supposed to fill out the mids, at least in my opinion. Cool. Look, guys, when the tracks are recorded really well, you don't need to do a lot. You really don't. This is extremely well recorded. So there's, it probably looks a little boring. But I mean, hey, you get good tracks, you don't have to do shit. This is one of my favorite compressors for rooms. I usually like to use the medium room comp setting and then just adjust from there. Might be a bit much. I think I'm okay with that. See, with metal drums that are fast like this, you don't want a hyper squashed room, especially on the sides. If you want detail, tightness, and punch, you could go a little more raw if this is all you had because it's black metal. But the mono room mic is the one I'm really gonna fuck up and crush to kind of get that washy sound. This kind of just brings up some stuff. Okay. All right. So this one already sounds like it has mad compression. Yeah. I cut. Yeah, I mean, it's just you don't need that. Shit, I mean, this was... It's already compressed, so I guess I could drive it. I'm gonna drive it, distort it a little bit. Cymbals are a little wild, though. I'm just trying to control like the ha ha shh sounds, like the ha ha shh, because when you add compression, they get brought up a lot, and so it's just kind of trying to smooth this room out, so that when I put it up in the middle, it's not conflicting with my vocals, and all the other center instruments. That's Hey, you hear that? And then there's like the ha sound. Kind of just taming it. Now, you don't want to nuke it. You just want to control it. I think this one needs soothe too. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's doing its job. I don't know if you guys can hear that. See, it's kind of only really acting on the cymbals, so that's what I want. See? They get brought up in a kind of nasty way when I take this off. That's cool, man. And yeah, so there's my console. So this is what we got so far. We're just overhead rooms and that's it. Overhead and rooms. Take it off. Kind of a lot clearer, and now this is when I would move to kick. So this is my new toy. It's super sick. I love it. They had it on sale for Brainworks. I don't even know. I think I paid like $30 for it. This fucking guy is like $300 brand new. So a super good deal. I picked it up. I used to use, well, I still do actually use this one. Oops. use this one. And I saw a video of another guy, pretty big channel actually, compared the two, saying that they were the same console, the 4000E. But I had a feeling it wasn't. They sound nothing alike. Even though this has an E channel EQ. And I read the manual, and it's actually, this is the 9000K. So it's not anywhere even the same console. Even the EQ curve for the E switch on this one is radically different than this one. So yeah, I thought that was kind of funny that he said that. Maybe he missed it, I don't know. But I love this thing on drums. I don't really use this, I noticed, on other stuff. I used this one mostly on other stuff like vocals, guitars, bass. But this guy always on drums. This fucking guy's sick. So, all right. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? All right, start with filter. Oh, wait, we already did filtering now. Right, okay. So filtering, 40 hertz, give or take. Rolling off some of that extreme high end. Let's start EQing. I'm kind of trying to hear like the basketball stuff. Yeah, that sounds great. Crank up the highs. I usually do about 8K on the highs. See what else we can cut out. Trying to control like a bit of the mids on here. Kind of funky. And then here I boost a shitload of 60. Well, I boost 60, not a lot, but enough. Before I start hearing it and feeling it. There we go. Makes me want to boost a little more highs. Yeah, that sounds super tight. All right, now compression. See, I mean, like I'm saying, guys, I just want to repeat here. It's the tracks here are doing 80% of the work. The plugins that you see me use are just getting it that lacks 20%. These guys are really well recorded. The guy did a really phenomenal job of tuning these. I mean, just take a listen to the raw track one more time. I mean, that kind of already has like that metal sound. And then just even telling from the waveform, he must have processed this on the way into with some compression and EQ. Definitely. I may not even have to use this sample track. I might as well just get rid of it now, but I mean, that's sick. Like, look how much I barely had to touch to get it to that point. Yep. So fastest release, go 4:1. And Just gonna do about a couple dB of compression. Don't want a lot. This guy already did a really good job. Compensation. Look at that. I really wanted you guys to pay attention to that meter. It sounds just as loud, but it's not. So that's what you want. You want it tight, punchy, controlled, and to sound louder than it really is. Let's hear it in context to make sure that our moves are okay. Yeah, we're gonna need to create some more room for that. Let's do... What do I want to do? Let's do another instance of this. But just turn all of that off. And then just find some... Usually if I want some extra clarity, find some clack in like 4K. Hate it. We're gonna keep it like that for now. Cool. All right, what do we got here? Don't think I'm gonna need these. Moving on to snare. We may have to circle back, but we'll see what happens. I like to circle back a little bit, just in case. In this case, it sounds like we will have to circle back. I guess I could, but let's keep going and see what we got. See 4K, let's see. I don't think I'm gonna mess with that part of the spectrum. I will crank this though. Yeah. There we go. Maybe raise up some of the saturation a bit. There we go. This definitely is gonna need where do I want to route this? I want to route this to the drum bus. I think I am gonna add a sample. Oh wait, it's already added. My bad. What the fuck? Oh. Okay, so I boosted 8K, cut some mids, raised some 2K to have it kind of cut through the guitars and shit. Boosted some mids, some low ends, excuse me. It's around 200, 185 to be exact. Fast release, gonna go into compression, so fast release. 6-to-1, that's usually what I go for. Slow attack. Just... Alright, let's hear it with the other tracks. I mean, it's better, but still kind of shitty. It's probably not gonna work out. Okay, we're probably gonna get rid of this snare bottom. Yeah, better. Still not where I like though. Let's see if compression can help us out here. happening. It ain't happening, Captain. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna change this sample completely. We're gonna copy this track over, copy our gate over. We're gonna... Actually, you know what? We probably should commit the gate. The reason you saw the blast beat parts kind of spike up is because I put a leveler on there to even out the performance more. Now we're gonna go to trigger 2. We'll go to browser. We're gonna go to drum samples, hardcore samples. Where the fuck is it? Was it this one? Trigger. There, A. I think it was not that one. I think it was this one. Let's see here. Instant punch. All right, so yep, let's commit that to a track. The reason I chose that snare because it's basically a one-shot rim shot, and I'm gonna tuck it in under this track. This is the original snare track to fucking reinforce it. Or I might leave it at the same volume, because this top track needs some work. You know what I didn't do? Let's check for phase. This is just a check for phase. Yeah, we're in phase. We don't need you. Do need you here though. Let's see. All right, let's see. Yeah, 4K is working a little bit better now. It all depends on the drum sometimes with that 4K stuff on snare. And just cut out some bits. Much better. Time for compression. Fastest release. 5-1, that's cool. Work with that. Down the volume. getting there. Still not quite there. Let's see. Maybe some clipping can help. I trim. All right, so almost there. We're gonna do a cool trick I learned from watching Jordan Valeria and taking his courses, and that is to, got this preset here, use distortion saturation to kind of make it perceived as louder. See what happens. Okay, yeah, see how it sounds louder even though it's really the same volume? Make it push it a little harder. What's going on? Why is it doing that? Sorry about that, guys. That was weird. Still lacking punch on that snare. Man, what's going on? That's right. It's time for the SPL attacker. Good old trusty. You know what? And now that I think about it, I'm probably gonna add it on the kick drum too. So just adding attack, leaving the sustain alone as I like it, and adding some, taking away some sustain on the kick drum, but adding attack. Increase volume there. Definitely a lot better. Definitely. All right. This is usually the time where I add drum gate reverb. So the way I use reverb is in two ways on Snare. That is a form of gated reverb, and I just downloaded this thing. I mean, I'm still trying it. It's pretty sick though. And there is this reverb setting that I made called Nolly Drum Verb from Periphery. Some pretty cool settings that he had that I think work pretty well for what's going on right now. So we'll mute this and just start with the gate, and then we'll work it in. Might be a bit too long for my liking. Okay. Let's do short gate. Let's see how that sounds. I'm just trying to lengthen it, make it sound bigger, not by actually adding. This reverb is just to make it sound bigger and lengthen the snare, not to actually sound it like if it's in reverb. See how it sounds longer? Just sounds longer. Usually how I do that. And then this one's the one that is the reverb sound. It's like this ratty washy reverb that I think would kind of go cool with this black metal track. Dig it so far. I feel like that kick drum is wild though. Let me just drop this like dB and a half. I like my snare and kick to hit around the same general area. Looks like we're in the ballpark. What do we got next? I think it's toms. Let's find it. I think this tom roll should be sufficient. To EQ this in mono. I mean, again, I think these were pre-processed because these sound pretty crazy up front. That sounds wild. Okay, I usually boost a lot of 8K on toms. Sometimes I'll use these to do the cutting, but I like using Fab Filter. Whoa, there we go. Fab Filter for the cutting, and then this SSL for boosting. I don't fucking know. Let me just put the randomize. I think he did compression on these two, from what I can tell, because they sound good. I think I'm gonna leave it, and if I need compression, I'll come back to it. I'll turn that off. All right, going on to the next one. I mean, dude, that sounds sick. Yeah, these guys process this stuff. Right there. All that sound. A lot of AK. Yep. Cool. Let's hear that together. Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Usually I use limiting on toms to kind of control the like if he goes boom on one, it doesn't like spike anything. Like if he does a roll like this, like nothing is uneven. Yeah, that sounds awesome. That sounds really, really good. And typically, whoa, what the hell? Have some sustain removed and attack up. So it sounds like he's hitting him kind of harder. That sounds fucking sick. And then I like to clip my toms too. Kind of a lot. Just for some saturation. All right, let's hear how that sounds. Yeah, that sounds super rad. Can't say I don't love it. I think I'm gonna remove these and then send him to that reverb that I had for the snare. But make them drenched in reverb. There we go. So like I keep repeating, I mean, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but I mean, guys, these tracks are done really well. When you got tracks like this, you don't really have to do shit to the tracks. I mean, they kind of just sort of mix themselves. So let's see. That's before our drum processing. That's after. Maybe I could make them a little louder. Yeah, that's okay. It's supposed to sound kind of lo-fi, this black metal. Okay, I mean, that's all that's really left, guys, is the spot mics of the hi-hat and ride. It's a bit easier. Oh. Sorry about that. That works for me. I mean, hi-hat, you don't really gotta do much. I mean, I guess I could take that out. But that's it. I mean, this you don't have to trip on hi-hat. Again, the guy did so much beforehand that I don't have really. Usually, I have to do a bunch of resonant filtering and all this shit, and it's. I mean, I can hear it. I can hear a few. Let me see. Right there. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. I mean, fuck. These tracks are mixing themselves. And let's see, what is this ride? Right here. I keep making the same mistake. Just trying to get rid of that annoying ping, 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 ping. This one does have resonance and so right there. Probably just, and then this I'm gonna limit. Let's bring it up. Works for me. Okay, so this is the drums finished. Oh, forgot one thing. Okay, I know it may seem insane, but I do clip my drum bus like a little bit. And this is what we got. And this is what we had before. That's pretty wild, and I feel like I practically did nothing on half of these tracks. So lesson learned here, guys, is that if you're mixing, your mix is only going to be as good as the source tracks. I really want to emphasize that. And I also wanted to show you just how little I had to do to some of these tracks to get them to sound really, really good. Across the board, it's all these little incremental things that you saw me doing that look like not much added up together into this drum sound that we now have. I'll just solo the drums one more time so you guys can understand just how much that actually has an effect of adding all those little baby steps into making big steps. So that's all my plugins turned off. This is my plugins turned on. Yeah, so, you know, if you guys want me to go recap some of this stuff, leave a comment below. I'll answer any questions. I know I kind of just blazed through this. But I didn't want to fucking make a video that was like a fucking hour like last time. Cause like no one fucking watched it. So yeah, your boy's out. Gonna go probably practice some guitar and then play Witcher 3. So peace out.